시몬스 없네요. 왜? 부상인가? 아, 부상이네요. 없다. 시몬스 없음.
For the Celtics, their last game a win against the Wizards in Washington.
Playing on the road always a challenge, but it becomes a heck of a lot easier when you
다행이다.
can shoot the three ball the way they did.
And Greg, they were shooting that thing with confidence, boy. Every time they got a clean look from deep, the trigger was pulled.
Pow! All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Randall. He's out there with Joel Embiid. Fultz is out there with Robert Covington.
엔비드는 막을 수 있지.
With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, they get in trouble. But I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Now, here is Irving. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18.
와, 뭐야 이거. 스틸 뭐야.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by Smart. Shoots from the elbow. Nice shot. Good. Fultz kicks to Embiid. Back to Fultz. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Covington dishes to Fultz. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Passes it to Big Daddy. And the rejection by Embiid. And he's able to get it back. Here's Big Daddy. That's it. And he found his range with that one.
에이, 블락 당했어.
Well, I like watching him get after it on the glass now, staying active, and usually that leads to good things.
Now here's Fultz. He's covered by Irving. And here's Fultz. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Utah. And Embiid throws it down.
And Embiid has a really high basketball IQ, superb at recognizing when to leap for the alley-oop jam.
And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. It's
뭐야.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea.
헤이어들 봤는데.
That ties the game. Now here's Fultz. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12 points a game. As we look ahead to the postseason, what shift do you think needs to be made mentally for these players, Clark, to be successful in the playoffs?
Yeah, you know, I think it's relatively simple, but
불 들어왔네, 엔비드.
it's the attention to detail, the focus, the ability to absorb what's allowing you to win and then replicate it, or what's causing you to lose
했다고 벌써
and
불이
then
들어와.
adjust and sustain that at both ends of the floor for the number of possessions you need to win the game. And that's really the challenge and the intensity of the playoffs. Locking in and sustaining concentration, effort, and execution at the highest level so you have a chance to prevail.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Celtics.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
So it's Philadelphia now. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. The 76ers need to get off a shot from deep three-point range. The shot, no good. Now Boston takes it the other way. Smart deciding where to go with it.
아우, 늦었다. 그렇지, 잘했다. 늦게 패스 줬는데.
And a brief moment around now to see who's atop the NBA in blocks. Look at Big Daddy. Fierce inside defender.
고베어가 2등이구나. 고베어가 2.8개.
He is in the paint. I mean, he shot to the top of that leaderboard, and nobody feels comfortable putting a shot up around him right now.
엔비드 벌써 나갔어?
An 11-point game for him in the win against Utah.
얼마 놀지도 못했는데 같이.
Off the back iron and out.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Now here's Hayward. He had 16 points in the win against the Wizards in Washington. Yep, that one goes.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
2m 11 파포요. 윙스팬이 몇이에요? 나 윙스팬 최대인데.
And Redick picks Demudia.
올라가기 쉬운디.
Over to the left wing. To halt the run.
야,
Good on the
무거워서.
way. Moutier's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have.
나 첫 시즌 루키 시즌에는 3개였는데 블락.
Send it over to DA, who was able to talk with Coach Brett Brown.
Well, Kevin, he's focused on containing penetration and preventing point-blank finishes. He said they're going up against top-tier guys who can't wait to get to the rim.
볼 수 있는 방법은 딱히 없는 것 같던데요, 보니까.
Kevin, they're up 2-1 in the season
만들 때
series.
빼고는.
See if they can extend that edge.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Here's Redick after the made shot from Big Daddy. Redick with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Poke loose.
나이스 좋다.
And pushing it up. Here's Boston. The offensive rebound. Here's Big Daddy.
아우, 너무
With the
뺐나?
pump fake, but couldn't finish.
방금 풋백을 했어야 되는데.
And here's Shark. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. 7
큰일 났다, 큰일 났다, 큰일 났다.
Hayward grabs the board. The Celtics have gone 7
3점을 던져버리네.
to begin the game. And there's the pass to Rozier. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Taking a look at the 76ers. Randall out there with Embiid. Then it's Markelle Fultz. Then it's Robert Covington. Fultz, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
그렇지, 좋아.
Here's the bucket from Tatum.
클브레 있다가 보스턴 가면 좋지. 하포로 가면 좋지.
Now here's
나 지금
Fultz.
브라운이 시즌 아웃이라 조금 더 아쉬운데.
It's rebounded by Big Daddy. Big Daddy's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the
좋다.
numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Mark, when you played some tremendous talent at the forward position, as you go back in your Rolodex, who was the toughest matchup for you?
Well, I look at some of the names of guys that I played against. Mark Aguirre, Larry Bird, obviously Kevin McHale in Boston. Calvin Nat was terrific with Portland at the time. Marcus Johnson in Milwaukee. Bernard King in New York probably was the toughest guy I had to deal with because he was such an animal and beast as a scorer.
그렇지.
Without the ball. He was probably the hardest guy I had to check.
Boy, some great names there.
Yeah, big-time scores at that forward position.
Here's Fultz following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Here's Embiid. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Irving looking over the floor. The Big Daddy passes to Smart. Dishes it to Williams. Shot clock at 5.
쏴.
On its way from Irving for 2. Oh,
그렇지.
yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And really, man, they played their hearts out.
시몬스가 없는 게 크다 여기도.
Opportunities down the stretch, and that was the difference.
Yeah, you know what, Greg? Much love to him because the energy was there, but the execution fell just a little short.
헐치 야투율 왜 저래?
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control.
아, 아깝다.
The 76ers trail by 18. Knocks it
오.
loose to the inside. Covington
아,
finds
엔비드
Randle.
3점 때문에 안을 못 들어가겠다. 블락하러 들어가야
Covington
되는데.
against Tatum. Now here's Covington. He's guarded close to end the drought. And Boston with the
Okay.
rebound.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
아, 미들
No good
아쉽고요.
for Big Daddy. Philadelphia's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Randle kicks to Embiid. Fultz with the ball. Guarded now by Irving.
아우, 당했다. 씨.
Covington wide open. He fires.
랜들 저거
The
스크린
basket
뭐야?
good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Pass to Smart. Covington against Tatum. Shoots over Covington. Buried from 15
네.
feet out.
아, 좀 튕겨주고 해라. 좀 오펜 리바운드 좀 따게.
I mean, if you're looking to get
자리는
back
계속
into
잘
this
잡고 있는데
game,
튕기질
you
않네.
have to get tougher defensively.
Shamet, guarded by Smart. Kicks it to Covington. Tries a three. Fultz, no good.
He's not shooting a high percentage right now, and part of the reason could be that his shot quality is poor, and he's just got to be a little smarter about his shots.
Here's Big Daddy coming off 31 points last game. Wide open look.
아, 더럽게 안 들어간다 진짜. 미들.
And so it's Randle bringing it up now for the Philadelphia
좀
76ers.
들어가줘야 되는데.
Trailing by 17. Covington with the bucket.
Timely passing.
엔비드 어디
Pass to
갔든?
Big Daddy. There's 18 seconds left in the first half. It's good. Big Daddy's got 8 points.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups
So?
don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
That's a 2 from Smith.
와,
Jump shot.
스미스.
Smith's got his first bucket of the night. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
그래, 들어가줘야지 이거. 픽앤팝이 돼야지.
He's making it look very easy.
점수를 좀 빨아먹는데.
Big Daddy is out there with Tatum. Then it's Marcus Smart. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Hayward in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hi, guys. Well, Big Daddy in the last game against the Wizards was terrific. He ended up with 31 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, Greg, you know where I'm going. He
아이,
was
소래.
a stat sheet stuffer in that game. Did a little bit of everything and did it all well.
Second chance shot, and the layup was good. Big Daddy's got 12 points in the game.
Well, I tell you what, I like the clip he's shooting at. Extremely effective. If you're on defense now, you got to get the ball out of his hands.
Fultz kicks to Covington.
잡아놓죠 이거. 버빙턴 스위치.
Passes it to Embiid. Back to Covington. From outside the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Big Daddy's got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean,
나이스.
settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
And the 76ers call time here. Obviously, the
엔비드
game is
그럭저럭 잘
played
맞고
with a
있어.
more wide open style now, Clark. Name a few old school bigs who continue to make an impact.
Well, I like what Andre Drummond does. The big fella's a glass-eating machine. He still needs to refine his moves and shooting touch, but his athleticism and rebounding off the charts. Blake Griffin stands out as well. Highly skilled, very, very athletic. Steven Adams, obviously a big guy who plays an old-school game, rim protector, finisher, good hands, great strength. Dwight Howard, you know, he's on the backside of his career, but you think about what he was able to do in his prime as a shot blocker, rebounder, finisher. He's got some old school qualities as well.
Smart. It's rebounded by Fultz. The 76ers trail by 16. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Boy, the speed of Fultz, you love that. Excellent at getting to the rim and drawing the foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw good from Fultz. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Tatum.
내 거야. 리바 잡지 마, 왜 이제.
Look at rebounding now, Clark. Teams relying less on one guy and more on collective team rebounding, especially it seems on the defensive end.
Yeah, and you think about it, Kevin, with the space and pace game,
나이스,
positionless
파울리도.
basketball, if you will, or versatile basketball that takes place. More guys are spread out and away from the goal. Bigger guys are not always camped in the lane, so everybody's got a rebound. More so today.
16득에 13리바, 3어시스트.
Again, the three-point shots are coming at a
어시
rapid
2개랑
rate.
블락 3개 해야
Longer
되는데.
rebounds are available now, so everybody's got to be attuned to rebounding the ball.
The shot by Redick, no good.
참 안 좋다, 야, 토요일이.
Celtics leading by 17. And on the way from Irving for 3.
헤헤, 어빙.
Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Shamet, the basket good off the assist from Fultz. Fultz has got 5 assists in the game.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Here's Baines.
아우, 나
He's been patient
들어왔는데.
so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
미스매치.
Here's Big Daddy. And it's blocked.
와, 엄마.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Now Fultz. He's got 5. Charity stripe shot. Rebounded by Big Daddy. Big Daddy's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow.
오케이.
No time at all on that.
내가 볼 땐 저기 시몬스가 없고 엔비드가 공격을 지금 못하고 있고 펄츠의 야투율이 완전 망이야.
He has wonderful form with that shot. Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Here's Irving. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. Here's Big Daddy. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up
레딕
the
돈다,
defense.
레딕.
They can't afford to give him open looks.
잘 들어가, 레딕.
And this is exactly how Redick makes his living. And incredible comes off screens, extremely well uses angles and craftiness. Terrific off the ball movement by one of the best shooters in the league.
And
안
so
되겠지,
it's
엔비드?
Boston with it.
될라나?
After J.J. Redick hitting the
어휴,
three.
더블팀 들어올라가네.
Rozier looking around. Here's Big
일발
Daddy.
장전.
And he
그렇지.
carries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Big Daddy's got 20 points. And for Redick in his movement on offense, Clark, most know him as a shooter, but he does so much more.
Yeah, he does. He moves well without the ball. He's a better defender than he gets credit for. He's a guy that can put it on the deck now and drive when you close out to him poorly. His game has grown really quite nicely, and we know what he is as a shooter, a laser.
Moutier, no good.
이 정도면 엔비드 잘 맞고 있다, 그죠? 나 1, 2 하나 줘.
He lobs up the alley.
아유,
Embiid with the steal. Redick passes to Saric.
바로 올려줘야지
Embiid
나한테.
dishes to Moutier. Right side Redick. lands the shot from the wing. Redick's got his second bucket of the night.
He's really accomplished on the offensive end. J.J. Redick consistently keeps moving and puts pressure on the defense.
Hayward outside. Lets it go with a three. They get it back. Another shot. Here's Big Daddy.
나이스.
Nice job.
코앞에 두고.
Under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul.
You know, Kevin, you can't be pretty, though, with those second chance opportunities. I mean, just put it in the basket.
Philadelphia with the ball.
아, 낚였다. 아, 낚였어.
Embiid's got 5 points
철리 어서
in the
오세요.
quarter.
The mid-range J from Embiid getting better and better.
3점 쏠 줄 알고.
The pass to Horford. Inside, Big Daddy. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
And here's Redick. He'll bring it up for the 76ers.
아까 훈련한 그 풋백 훈련이
And out of bounds.
공격 리바를 잡고 나서도 공격을 잘 해주게 해주거든요.
So that's what these
그래서
guys
아까 그걸
possess.
골드 따려고 하는 거거든.
Assisting centers and power forwards this year. Look at Big Daddy.
엔비디 지금 몇 점 넣었어? 9점. 내가 없을 때 좀 넣겠나 보네. 몇 점 넣은 건 못 봤는데, 그죠?
And a great leader.
And these are some of the most complete players.
Ball will be coming back out to you if you work yourself free. You're looking at some of the masters of the kick-out pass right there.
Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Then for the 76ers.
잘 넣어주던데
Randle
오포드
comes
못
in for
넣어주네.
Embiid, and Robert Covington subbed in for J.J. Redick. Here's Covington, slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It goes on
다시
Jason
볼 수
Tatum.
없는 코빙턴.
Obviously a total team player. Saric is a guy, if his teammate is open, he's going to get the ball.
And watching Robert Covington and how he plays out there, great 3-and-D guy, the ultimate role player on a team, and he just gels well with his teammates and doesn't force shots.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Here's Big Daddy. He's defended by Randle. The shot's good from Big Daddy.
아슬아슬했다. 와, 체력이 없어가지고.
26 points.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
랜들 정도야 뭐.
Randle finds Moutier to the inside. Saric and slam dunk by Saric.
Like the smarts by Saric there. Very good at working the pick and roll and getting the shot he wants.
Rozier the pass to Big Daddy. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Julius Randle picks one up. The Celtics shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight, and the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Big Daddy.
점퍼요. 점퍼 카드 샀어. 카드.
With the shot. Randle no good. And so it's Boston riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And we welcome you back as
엔비드 그냥 퇴장한 거야 지금?
The final quarter of play can change everything.
얼마나
Taking a look at the
떴다고?
76ers. Covington at the 3 and Saric at the 4. Moutier out there with Smith. And it's Randle in at the center. Now here's Moutier. For 3, Covington. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. And a look now at the Boston Celtics' upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta. Then on Tuesday, they'll go up against the Magic in Orlando.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
방금 엘리베이터 스크린에서 일부러 센터 쪽으로 스크린 탄 거겠죠?
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Boston.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen.
There's always this debate, Clark.
나 없는 동안 몇 점 넣니? 엔비드 3점 넣네. 3점.
The best teams 20 years ago beat the best teams of today.
I think there would be some compelling matchups, and I think you would find winners on both sides from different eras. I really do. It's hard to compare just because of the difference in eras.
야 뭐야
and
사리치가
periods,
센터로
but
들어온 거야 지금?
Really good championship teams
아닌데
typically
파포인데
could
공격 때만
handle
이렇게 하는 거구나.
most teams
도망갔어,
in the current
엔비드.
era. I believe that in all sports. So compelling matchups, and I do think some teams from a couple of decades ago could handle some of the teams that we see winning championships now.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Celtics.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach.
Good.
They just kept after it and showed they were clearly
다시 들어왔다.
the better team in just about every
엔비드 빨리
single
와.
category.
공격 좀
And the
해봐.
strong effort here
수비
will
좀
convert
해보게.
into what will be their 50th win on the season.
And after having fallen behind in this season series, tonight they avenged themselves, taking the final game of the year between these two, finishing at 2 up and 2 down against the Sixers.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Big Daddy.
You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
Lays it up off the glass.
그냥 이겼어. 시몬스가 일단
Big Daddy's
부상이고.
got 33.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams
아깝다.
know how to close it out.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets
야,
a
씨
shot
세
off
명이
the
들러붙네.
Covington against Doherty. Smith outside.
엔비드 잘 막았어.
Bolden. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly. And
엔비드 울상인데 울상.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
It's time now to